All right, let's get going. So in my last video, I gave out food to homeless people. And while it was a nice thing to do, I felt like in a way I failed. Failed at not being able to make a single connection with any homeless person. So that's why today I want to change that. All right, so I just made it downtown, and right off the bat, I have to say that I feel just a little bit nervous. This definitely is a lot different than just simply handing off food to a homeless person and going on about my day. Instead, now I'm looking to actually have some sort of genuine conversation. And you know, in downtown San Diego, I don't know what the chances are of that happening, but all I could do is be optimistic that I'll be able to run into someone who's nice and open to having a conversation. So without further ado, let's go. All right, so I've been walking around for a bit of time now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a bit of a tough time trying to find anyone to have a conversation with. Every person that I've gone up to has either told me to pretty much A, fuck off, or they are just too cracked up for me to even want to approach them. So yeah, that's been my dilemma. But I'm optimistic that I will eventually find someone to be able to chat with.
They have a store right here, right behind you. Can you buy me like a glass of milk or like something to drink?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, a box of cookies. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Hey, miss. Your friend back yet by chance?
He just went around the block.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm filming a little bit of a documentary, and I was hoping to have just one, it could be as small as a 5-minute conversation.
Okay, I could be somewhere else.
I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what's your name?
My name's Jessica.
Jessica. Anthony, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And so, how long were you homeless here in San Diego for?
For almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years.
Yeah, on and off.
And what was a little bit of your experience like being homeless down here?
It's hard. It's really, really hard. Not too many resources. Like they say there are resources, but now I don't know. I think now there's more and more resources due to like the COVID and all that. But it's a long process. You know, they want us off the street, but there's not a lot of help.
And
Yeah.
so, how were you able to get up out of here?
I just stick through it. That's why I was homeless for so long. I got into a shelter, a program, just stayed there through everything. And I finally, my name came up and I was able to get in.
I see. Was there anything in particular really that made you think like, man, I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back to living a normal life?
Yeah, I deal with that even right now that I have my housing. It's very, very, very hard for an individual or a person just to get back into that whole thing, you know, the whole going to work or going to your doctor's appointments, doing any of that. It's very hard. Sometimes just even being indoors, I get very claustrophobic. For anybody, I know it'll be a challenge.
Are you hopeful that your friend you're visiting today will be able to eventually get off the streets?
Absolutely. I keep telling him there's nothing out here. You need to get into a shelter or do something. And I think he is looking into that. You know, you can only do so much, you know?
Yeah.
Let that person know, and then that's it. It's really
Sure.
up to them now.
If you have any bit of advice you could give people, rather they're homeless, not homeless, on just getting through a particular point in their life that could be a rough patch, what would you have to say?
To not give up and to know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like the struggle is always going to be there. It's always going to be hard, but nobody should have to be homeless and go through this. And you know, there's no excuse. There are resources now, and there are places. You know, back then there really wasn't that much, but right now there's no excuse. If I was on drugs and all fucked up, excuse my language,
No, you're good.
I was able to get my housing, so can they. There's no excuse. If people are out here, is because they want to be out here. Straight up.
True. That's a good point. That really is.
You know, I can't feel pity on them or feel sorry for them, a lot of these people anymore, because at the end of the day, they're causing a lot of chaos to people that like are trying to make it, or people that have housing, or just the next person over. just because they're miserable and they're out here. They're out here because they want to be out here. There are shelters, there are resources. A friend of mine yesterday stayed at my place, and they are giving him his housing, and he's in a facility right now.
Awesome. I'm happy to hear that.
I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah.
I am. And hopefully your friend just down the street here will hopefully be able to be in the same situation
Yeah.
as you guys are.
That's what I came to talk to him about, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank
you
you.
so much for doing this interview. I really, really do appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And either you're welcome to have the sandwich here, or you could give it to your friend.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter.
Thank you very
Just as long
much.
as one of you guys enjoy it.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
And yeah, I really appreciate your time once
yeah,
again.
yeah.
God bless.
I appreciate you like doing these things, you know.
No, of
for our
course.
community yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Have
Nice
a good
talking.
day.
You too. So that wraps up the end of that conversation. And I have to be honest when saying that I couldn't help but think about my mom when I was talking to that woman. For those of you that might not know, my mom passed away about 3.5 months ago now. And it's been an odd time, to say the very least. I didn't talk to my mom really during the last few days that she was around, but what I do know was that, similar to that woman at one point, she was homeless. And so talking to Jessica today showed me that people that are homeless can make it out of those situations. And all the negativity that you may see that's filled in the news nowadays and everything, there's so many other people that are making it out of those bad situations. And it was very nice to see. And honest to God, I think it was a better scenario that I talked to someone that made it out versus someone that is still maybe in that predicament. Point being, it was nice to see a woman like Jessica doing well for herself now. And someone like her serves as a really good reminder that no matter how difficult of a situation you may be in life, that at the end of the day, God, it's so fucking cheesy, but like, you can make it out of it. If you really want it bad enough, you can make it out of whatever unfortunate circumstance you may find yourself in. And if you're still in that unfortunate circumstance, the only person you have to blame is really yourself. I think that that was a really good point that she brought up. And I think it serves as a good reminder that we can't allow all these external factors and scenarios in which we have no control of to affect us and allow those things to put us down and have us thinking in a way to where it's impossible to get out. Because at the end of the day, it isn't.